Hey Moon Magic family, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. In today's readings, we are asking for a time-sensitive, immediate message that Spirit wishes to bring you right here and right now. And also, if there's anything that you need to know about, the heads up for the coming week, information, guidance. I post these readings every single Sunday. I'm seeing those, and actually this is the third one. So we're drawing 3 cards, and we are also going to draw runes and charms as well, just to guide you in. So, reading 1, pile 1, we have the card of rediscovery. Okay, you see that? Reading 2, we have freedom. Wow, okay. I'm feeling really excited about your readings. This is looking to be a really interesting, vibrant week. Well, who knows, we'll see. Then we have the path. Okay, so that's pile 3. There we are. Now, what I think we will now do is draw some runes and charms. So I'm feeling 2 runes for each pile. You have the rune of gateway, Thurizaz, and also Hagelas, the rune of disruption, actually. Okay, so those are they. Then we have the rune of flow for reading 2, and Kano, the rune of opening. So this is Lagos and Kano, flow and openings. And then we have the rune of fertility, and this is Ingas. And we also have the rune of protection, Algiz. And that is for pile 3. Okay. We then have, okay, pile 1, we have the Tudor Rose. Pile 2, we have the Star. And pile 3, we have the Lizard. This is coming out a lot, actually, this little charm. Loads and loads and loads at the moment. It's really interesting. Okay, beautiful souls, I'm going to leave the video running for a little while longer just to give you a little bit more time to sit just with the energy of the cards, the runes, the charms. The timestamps are in the description box and in the comments for phone users as well. So I will leave it running for a few minutes longer, and I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, my beautiful pile 1. I'm kind of feeling like your message might be quite clear already, but I don't want to say too much about this card until I've drawn more. But I do feel like you are absolutely at the brink of literally rediscovery of it's not just finding a something, it's finding the key to finding the something. Okay, I hope that makes some sense to you. I'll say more in a moment, but let's just draw more cards for you. We want an immediate message from Spirit, please. We have Raccoon and Sycamore, Curiosity, Magical cards for you. We have, I am seeing this one, Cleaning House, Protecting Treasure. Okay, and let's draw some tarot cards. I think we'll use the Crow Tarot today. Oh, okay. There are some cards for you. Beautiful pile 1, plenty of them. We have the Moon. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Sun. We have the Four of Swords, and we have the Three of Swords. Okay. Okay. I feel like your message is almost like from Spirit saying, what are you waiting for? Okay, pile one, what are you waiting for? Get out there, crack on, do something. It's really interesting. I just feel like you are itching to free yourself from something, or have a go at something, or find something. It's really, there's the most lovely story that comes with this card, the card of rediscovery. The story is that somebody goes to see a wise woman who is sitting under this incredible tree, and they go there and ask to find, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, it's the Mive Beheshti, which is the fruit of heaven. So it's like the ultimate something. And they go and they ask this wise woman's advice. She's sitting under this tree reading a book, and they ask her how they can find the fruit of heaven, the Mive Beheshti. And she says, you can either stay with me here and learn from me for 33 years, or, and it's very specific, 33 years, or you can go off on your own adventure and you will find it. And this person is feeling a bit restless. We have Hagalaz, the rune of disruption, which suggests sometimes we're feeling a bit restless. We'd like to kind of break free from something, break the mold, do something. And anyway, the person being a bit restless sets off on a journey and travels all over the world, discovering things, never finds the fruit of heaven, always looking. And 33 years later, they go back home and they visit the garden to see the wise woman. And the wise woman is sitting under this tree, which is now in bloom, covered and in harvest, covered in these fruits, the fruits of heaven. And the wise woman says, you needed to go on your journey. You needed to go off and discover. You know, staying here with me would not have been purposeful for you. You needed to follow your restlessness, follow your heart. And you needed to go off on a journey to discover what you needed to discover along the way. And now you have returned here. And she said, you know, of course, I knew that this tree only fruits, it only has flowers and fruits every 33 years. And it had only just finished flowering and blooming. So I knew that it would be 33 years before the fruits would be available for you. So you could have stayed with me, but you actually needed to go on your journey. And faced with those inner feelings of restlessness, off you went. So, and here you are now, returning at exactly the right time and place to receive. And the real gifts were all of the things that person received, the wisdom along the journey. And so what I feel your reading is saying is, go for it. Get out there, break free, spring clean, cleaning your house. Have a spring clean, I feel that you guys have, for whatever reason, been reticent to get out there, whatever the get out there means for you. Now, it will be personal to you. With the rune of gateway, it suggests a pause. I think you may have stopped and been pausing for reflection, and that's a good thing. Pausing for reflection is marvelous. Sometimes a reading will indicate that it's the right time to press the pause button, to move into a space of reflection, of retreat. But your reading is the opposite, pile one. Your reading is like, you know, have a massive clean out, chuck stuff out that you don't need anymore, go through your drawers. If you have clothes that you haven't worn for X number of months or years or whatever, then take them off to the charity shop. It's like you are ready to go out and explore the raccoon and sycamore. Be curious. Rediscovery. Come out of that place where you've been internally reflecting. That is a really good thing to be doing. Your reading is honouring that you've had a period of almost, I metaphorically, let's say, staying at home, reflecting, doing that internal level of work, that we do on our soul growth, and way to go, you guys are amazing. But truly, you know, there's been a lot of soul searching going on in your world. It is now time to kind of leave your cage. Look at this. Look at this caged bird down here. It's time to leave the cage and venture back into the world and approach it with new eyes. Approach it with curiosity, with discovery, with a desire just to enjoy the journey and see what comes. I will say with the 3 of Swords here and the 4 too, I feel that some of you have retreated due to potentially a loss. I think there has been a loss, or the ending of a relationship, or the ending of a chapter, a difficult scenario. It could be a loss of a person. It could have been the ending of, I don't know, a job, whatever. But there's been a something that caused you to feel like, ultimately to feel exhausted and to feel as though you needed to retreat. But it is almost as if in retreating, you've protected yourself, and that's right. But it feels like now it's time, instead of looking at other people out there through the window, you see this window, other people living life, enjoying life, it's time for you to step through that doorway. Look at the doorway here in the cleaning house. The doorway here, it's open with all the light coming through. Yeah, I feel you've retreated. You've had a period of almost like, kind of like winter, metaphorically. And it's been there just because I think circumstances were such that you needed to retreat. And there is a time and a place for that. Sometimes the readings will really be saying this clearly. For you, your message is loud and clear. Spirit is saying to you, it's time to get out there. It's time to sort of come home to yourself again. To leave the cage, to take a risk. We have a salmon here as well at the base of the moon card. Salmon are amazing because when they go back to spawn, when they go home, it's a bit like this card really. The person in the story of this card went back home after some time, and went back home and found the one thing that they had been looking for. It was kind of there all along. And it's as if you can rediscover your own internal magic, your zest for life. But it's all about curiosity. Go for it. Get out there. And salmon are amazing because they have willpower. They go back wherever they start, wherever they begin their life. You know, they travel all the way to the sea and then they come back again, you know, and they literally climb up through rapids and you know, they will, with great determination, they will sort of find their way back to start again. Effectively, they're completing a cycle. They come back and start life again, even though they may then lay their eggs and pass away. Those eggs will then be regenerated and will spawn, and the next generation of salmon will arrive and swim down to the sea again. And I feel it is time for you to find almost the next generation, the next chapter of your life afresh. Look at the sun energy. It's about moving forwards. Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful butterfly sitting on this wand, suggesting transformation. And I do feel there's some aspect of loss. We've got poppies again here. Some aspect of loss. You've had to process something, whether that loss was a person or a scenario or just a disappointment where something didn't work out. That is a loss. You've had to process something. And I think it caused you to feel, yeah, as if you needed to sort of retreat. But I think retreat has become a bit, not stuck. You've never lost your vitality. It's always been there. But it is really time to get out there. That's what your message is, loud and clear. Get out there. Do it. Have a go. Rediscover. Don't be an onlooker of life. Be a participant. It's time to heal. And it's time to heal in a way that is beyond the inner reflection. You know, if we think about healing and moving through something, there's a period when inner healing is what we need to do. There's a part of the process of healing is that we need to journey inwards, navigate the internal stuff, and then we reach a point where for the healing to continue, we then have to step out and get out there again. And your message is loud and clear. It's time to get out there. It's time to move through and beyond something. It's interesting with the Tudor rose. I know, you know, some people will have a variety of associations with this. For me, when it shows up in a reading, it indicates that there has been potentially a conflict and that it's time to move forwards. It's kind of like placing something in history. You know, leaving something where it belongs. That's really the way this is speaking to me today in your reading. It's time to put something down. It ran its course. It's concluded. It's now time to rediscover life. It caused you to need to stop. By necessity, you had to stop. You had to pause and do that aspect of healing. Now the healing is different. Now it's about spring cleaning and getting out there. Your message could not be clearer, pile one. It really is time to embrace the journey, and you will discover whatever you need to discover. With the sun energy right in the middle, I mean, we're just seeing this kind of golden road appear, you know, coming out of a place of reflection. Four of Swords for me always indicates that state of, you know, let's get really calm and think about things and process things. Beautiful energy, really, because, you know, the swords can indicate, you know, perhaps some of our psychological kind of struggles. But, you know, this is a time when it really is time to look for the path forwards. It's interesting, I have a much more traditional tarot pack, and we literally see somebody sitting on top of a mountain, sort of meditating for their Four of Swords. And, you know, the rune of Gateway, it is a rune that indicates, I mean, it literally metaphorically says, you know, climb to the top of a mountain and pause and sit there and look back over history. Look back in time over everything that has led you to where you are today. And now, with gratitude and appreciation for the journey, it's time to step through that gateway. It's time to embrace the new. Have a spring clean. Put things in their place. And move forwards. Beautiful souls, there's something of a liberation here. A liberation from a chapter of life that you needed to go through to become the person that you are today. And of course, the real treasure is you, beautiful souls. And it's now the you that you take into the world afresh, rediscovering with curiosity, renewed vitality, to see what your next phase, your next chapter, what your next adventure will be. Beautiful souls, I am sending you all the love in the world. This is your reading for this week. The message, the time-sensitive message, could not be clearer for you. Tons and tons and tons of love. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to get notification of any of my readings. And thank you, all of you who do like, share, subscribe and comment. All of these things really do help to support me to continually put free stuff into the world. Super souls, I've just got to quickly show you something. Look at that. I don't know if you can see the smoke coming off it. My candle has literally just gone out. I don't know if the smoke is showing on your screen, but literally just as we're coming to the end of your reading, like the end of a phase, time for the new, this candle literally snuffed itself out. I just feel that is so relevant. The timing of it is so perfect. I have this just sitting, you know, on the edge of your reading. So I just want to voice that I feel the timing is absolutely perfect to put something into its place in history. Oh, and there's a knock at the door, which suggests yet another interruption. Pile 1, this is like so fascinating. Okay, I believe everything that happens in a reading is relevant. So we've just been interrupted, okay, which I think is, again, it's just placing that emphasis that something is coming to a close, it's coming to a completion. Hagalaz is a rune of disruption. Now, what's actually happened is a parcel that I was shipping to my sister actually has been returned to me, okay. I feel this is really interesting because the rediscovery card, there's another message coming here for you. Going back to what happened, this story, the person returned to where they came from, and there, right in front of them, was this incredible tree, the Mive Beheshti, the fruit of heaven. So there's a sort of a returning to something as well. I don't know whether it's a refinding yourself or whether there is something that you have withdrawn from, for some of you lost touch with, or believed it had, I won't say believed it had come to an end, that could be revitalized. You're definitely needing to rediscover and be curious. For some of you, if it's a loss that you've experienced, it's time to get back out there. But for others, and I do feel this is a really important message, hence these interruptions and the very nature of them. Okay, I think for some of you, there is a return to something, a rediscovery of something, something you put down, had even sort of closed the doors to. You didn't believe it would either happen or it would be possible, or when you tried it before, there was some form of conflict or blockage around it. But now it's time to, again, re-embark on that. But approach it with a joy, the joy of the journey, because it's now time, to get out there, have a go. So if there's something you started, beloved souls, that you, if there's something that you started and you then felt that it wasn't working for you, or the timing wasn't quite right, it may be time to revitalize it. It may be time to spring clean and look at it afresh. However we look at it, your reading is saying, go, get out there, just have a go, do it, dive in. Because the timing is now right. This is a time-sensitive message. The timing is right for you to do so. Definite second message coming through for you, super souls. Oh, I love the way this works. Beautiful souls, thank you so much for joining me. I will now go through all that again. Thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing. Beautiful pile 1 people, thank you. It really does help in the comments as well, and thank you to those of you who give back through the super thanks as well. It really does help me to maintain the channel and to keep putting free stuff into the world. Blessings to you all. This is a magical kind of new start, new beginning. It really is super. It's absolutely fabulous, pile 1. So, I mean, look at the light coming through that doorway. Beautiful souls, really go for it. Tons of love to you. Hey, pile 2, welcome to your reading and thank you for joining me. So this is just a really fascinating energy around you. The card of freedom, the rune of flow, and also the rune of Kano openings, Lagos, the rune of flow. Now this is interesting because you're being invited to make a decision, to step away from something, to step through, almost to step into your own desire, your own direction. I'm going to draw more cards before I say too much more. Let's see what else we are shown. What immediate message is being shown to my beautiful pile 2s? Actually, it is this card here. The cat and the lavender. I mean, you couldn't buy it, could you? Look, independence. the cat and the lavender, independence. So we have freedom and independence. Where I was going, right, with this reading already was, you know, you're needing to, or your message is really clear. There's an invitation to let go of some sort of stuff that's holding you back. It's like, don't sweat the small stuff that's clinging, that's really unhelpful. I will say more in just a minute. Yeah, independence. Find your freedom. Find your independence. Beautiful pile 2. Okay, what do we have here? Yes, Ghostlands and Dragon's Lair. Okay, this is so interesting. The card of Dragon's Lair. Actually, the card of Dragon's Lair says that you are kind of looking after someone else above yourself. I mean, I think it speaks sometimes of, gosh, relationships that are a bit, I would venture to say, codependent. I feel like you have an attachment to something that is actually quite unhealthy, my beautiful souls. Pile 2. It could be a someone, it could be a circumstance, could even be an addiction of some sort, but there's something unhealthy that you are attached to. The story that comes with this card of freedom is just fascinating. I love these cards. You know, the Rumi stories that come through. This is the Rumi, what's the name of it? It's the Rumi's Gift Oracle cards. I list the cards anyway, so you can find them below, you know, with all the timestamps. But this card, the story is there is a gifted teacher, and he takes his students into the marketplace, and he sees a man with a cow, and he asks the man, are you bonded to the cow, or is the cow bonded to you? And the man says, well, the cow is bonded to me, of course, because I am his master, or his or her master. I am the master, so the cow goes where I go. And the teacher says, well, then let go of the rope. And so the man lets go of the rope, and the cow wanders off and disappears. Well, in fact, it runs off, and then the man is running after the cow, and the teacher says to his students, you know, who is really bonded to who? You know, who is really the master? The cow has no desire to be bonded to the man, but the man is desperately trying to create a bond with the cow and perceive it to be the other way round. So there is something going on here that you have a bond to, or a connection to. And your invitation, my beautiful souls, is actually to recognize that this bond, this connection, is not entirely healthy. Dragon's Lair and Ghostlands. You know, Kano, the rune of openings. This is an invitation to find a clear direction here, even a different direction. Let's draw from the Crow Tarot and see what else we're shown. Beautiful souls, I'm kind of sorry that it's feeling this way. Okay. Now we have information, please, for our beautiful pile 2. There's your card. Okay. So your first cards, you have Justice and you have the Lovers. This is very clear. Very clear. Look at the card of Justice. Can you see that this crow has a blindfold? I think the situation to which you are bonded, I don't think it's particularly fair or balanced. I think maybe you're giving more than you are receiving. I said something about, codependent relationships, or where someone is making greater demands upon you than they should. This is very, very clear. With the Star as well, I feel like, and the Ghostlands, I feel as if you're being asked to re-find your compass, your own North Star. Follow your own North Star. Find your own direction. Justice. Something is reaching ahead. It's reaching a point where, a choice needs to be made. The card of the Lovers ultimately is a card of choice. It could, of course, indicate for some of you that this bond to something is to somebody. It could be to a partner, a partnership. We then have the Four of Cups. Oh, look at this. I'm loving this. I was a little bit concerned there for you, but I'm seeing a really, really, really super lovely outcome here. So this is really great. This is absolutely fab. What your reading is showing is a situation in which ultimately I don't think it's particularly fulfilling for you. There is a kind of a bond, a tie, a connection, however that is, beautiful souls. The invitation, the message is really, really clear for you. The invitation is to take a different pathway, to find the opening, to recognize that you have choices. You're not actually tied into this. You do have the right to choose. The Four of Cups is a card in many ways of dissatisfaction, boredom, something not working. The Dragon's Lair is kind of so worse than that, but you know, it feels as though somebody could be taking advantage of you. And Ghostlands, you know, especially with the Justice card, it's like, you know, when we choose not to see how something really is. But what we do have then, which is just gorgeous and beautiful, is the Page of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. If this is a relationship and you're trying to pursue somebody because you kind of think this might have a future, I'm really, really sorry, but I'm not convinced it does, because there's something better for you just around the corner. If you think about the Page of Pentacles, the energy of the pages are, they're quite, I always feel like an age and stage of life. It's a bit like reaching adolescence, or that point where you move from sort of, I don't know, from being a teenager to being an adult. It's the bit in between where you kind of, I don't know, you go to uni or you leave home and get your first job or something. It's that space of in between this where we're still discovering possibilities. And the Page of Pentacles in real terms, because it's an earthy energy, you know, it speaks of our health, of our finances, of the practical, pragmatic stuff of life. Home, family, connections, all that kind of stuff. I genuinely do feel, and learning as well, that this will move forwards very quickly. There is literally something better waiting for you around the corner, something that will bring you immense happiness. And if this is a relationship, look at how these two crows here in the card of Lovers look as if they are kind of at loggerheads. Whereas in this card, our beautiful crows, we have two in a nest here, we have two here. We've got a pairing up. Happiness, connection, looking at one another straight in the eyes, a bond. This is contentment, it's happiness, it's something real. It's love that's real. A connection that's real and equal. Whereas this just doesn't feel that way. It looks like they're, you know, they're not looking at each other. They're picking each other apart almost, picking apart the heart of something. I mean, maybe this is a time for you to really, literally, with your heart, you know, pick this to pieces and have a good look at it. But I feel like it may be somebody who's picking you to pieces. And you may have got tangled in some sense of obligation. But actually, the Cat and Lavender, independence. And lavender as a herb is very, very healing. Your reading is very, very clear, my beautiful pile twos. I'm really sorry that this circumstance, situation, relationship, situationship, whatever it is, I am really sorry that it has not panned out. But it really is time to the timing. Remember, this is a time-sensitive message. So whenever this reading comes to you, I post them every Sunday for immediate guidance, weekly guidance. But whenever you come to this reading, because you could come to it at any time, your message is really clear. This is coming to a head. The card of Justice. It's time to weigh things up. It's time to really see how things actually are. I do think some of you are being picked to pieces or ghosted, literally ghosted. You know, it's freezing you, it's locking you into something that isn't actually, you know, it's disappointing, it's not okay. There's a disillusionment, a boredom, a stuckness. But actually there is so much more waiting for you. Yeah, your reading could not be clearer. I'm so sorry that this has not worked out. I really, really feel for you, beautiful souls, because I get how disappointing and challenging that is. But truly, this is not an okay scenario, situation, person to continue to hang out with. There is literally around the corner something so much better. But you can't have the something just around the corner without letting go of this first. Kano, the rune of openings, you're being invited to move, to take clear direction that supports your freedom and your independence. My beautiful pile twos, whilst I am genuinely sorry that this has been how it is, I also wish to really, really acknowledge what we are being shown here in terms of the future for you. So much more. And literally just around the corner. I mean, the Page of Pentacles, the energy of the pages, I always feel it's quite fast and changeable, because even though it's an earthy sign, the Pentacles, because it's young, it's about finding, again, freedom, independence. You know, what happens when we leave home and get our first job or go to uni or whatever we do? We find our freedom. We find our feet, and you're going to find your feet really quickly. And there is so much better coming in for you. So much more, so much bigger, better and greater in store for you. My beautiful pile twos, this is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. My heart is really, really with you, truly, truly. Yeah, thank you so much. I am sending you all the love in the world. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. All of these things really do help me to maintain the channel and to continually put free stuff into the world. I am sending you so much love, and yes, thank you also all of you who give back through the super thanks. It's just so sweet and so kind of you. Thank you. And thank you also all of you who are with me on Patreon, where I do my bigger all zodiac sign readings. Pile 2, I am sending you the biggest hug ever. Tons and tons of love, and I look forward to seeing you soon for another reading. Hey, my lovely pile 3s, welcome to your reading. So you have Inga's, the rune of fertility. You also have Alga's protection. Now, protection is really about taking right action. We have the path. I feel that you are undecided about something, or you may be sticking to a path because you feel it's the right thing to do. And yet maybe your gut feeling is suggesting that there could be a different way, another way. Some of you may even be denying yourself something that you really want because you feel that your pathway doesn't allow it. I mean, a bit like there's a lot of debate these days, isn't there, around kind of abundance and having money and possessions and walking a spiritual pathway. Years and years ago, and in past history and times, the two didn't go together. It was as if you wanted to be a really spiritual person, you'd have to go off and become a monk, or, you know, to live a completely spiritual life. And now we recognize that actually spirituality can be integrated into every aspect of our being. It's not a separate entity. And I feel as if there is a dilemma around you in terms of something with this lizard that you are dreaming of, something you want to bring forth, fertility, you want to manifest, and yet somehow there's a dilemma around feeling like a different path calls you, or you're not sure whether you can have both. Let's not say any more just yet, but we're asking for a time-sensitive message. So really very clear advice and guidance about this. May we ask for my beautiful pile 3s, immediate guidance for pile 3, please. Time-sensitive information for pile 3. What do we have here? The snail and huckleberry. Trust in the invisible. Love it. Just love it. Trust in the invisible. Okay. coming to life, beautiful, and come together. Okay. Oh, I am loving your reading, pile 3. I am loving your reading. Okay, how interesting. Pile 3, I think your message is really clear. I see that dilemma, that sort of do I, don't I, and maybe even a feeling that you can't have both. Actually, this reading is saying follow your bliss. You know, go with what you want, go with your heart's desire. You're coming to life. Something is waking up in you. Whatever this scenario is about, the message is very, very clear for you. Follow what you feel right about. Trust in the unknown. Because it's going to come together. You are coming to life. Something has entered your world that has given you a spark. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel, or a spark of possibility. And you're really not sure whether you can take it or not. But actually your reading is saying take the risk. With great risk comes reward. You think about the spiral of the snail's shell. It's like it contains the essence of life. And this card of the pathway, it's in that circular motion. Yeah, you can rise to something. Let's draw more cards for you, pile 3. Your message, though, is really, really clear. Okay, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. We will have one more for you, please. Not sure about that one. It's that one. Okay, beautiful souls. Let's have a look and see what we have here for you. So we have the 2, it's your dilemma. We have the 2 of Swords. Okay. And then we have the 3, how heavenly and delightful. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Swords. And we have the card of Judgment. Oh, this is just so interesting. So interesting. Right, okay. My beautiful souls, I can see you have this dilemma. Should I, shouldn't I? But you know, this reading, the message is so clear. It's follow your bliss. If you don't, I just feel if you don't, you'll be forever. This is one of those scenarios where if you don't follow your bliss, if you don't follow that spark of excitement, that spark of potential, that spark of passion, you will forever, ever be looking back and wondering what would have happened if. You know? So interesting. I remember sharing a lift many years ago to an event with someone who I didn't know. We were lift sharing, and this was somebody at a very late stage in their life, and it was very interesting, very honest, frank discussion, and this person actually shared something of a looking back. It was a turning point, and he said, I decided to stay. I decided to remain where I was because he'd had an opportunity to go and to live and work abroad. And he said, I know I can never know what would have happened. But he said, I sort of decided to be a big fish in a small pond. And he said, I increasingly question whether actually I would have had a lot more fun if I'd gone off to be a small fish in a big pond. How much more of the world might I have seen, might I have discovered? It was a very deep and very frank discussion with somebody at a very late stage in their life. And I found it a very interesting discussion. I was simultaneously, at that time, I was working in my full-time practice as a therapist and was really involved in some ongoing training to do with, interestingly, working with people at a much later stage in their lives, and of how much work could be done in finding resolution over these sorts of things. But it was really interesting that even in that training, looking at those sort of areas where people who had taken those risks could somehow move on so much more easily, because there wasn't a sense of regret. And I don't wish to place too much pressure, because this is your conscious free will and choice. But there is an opportunity around you. Something is really sparking your interest, and you're really debating, should you or shouldn't you? And actually the message is simply very clear. Actually, for you, it really is saying, look, if you don't follow your bliss, you know, with great risk comes reward. That's what this card really says, the snail and the huckleberry. Trust in the invisible, coming to life, come together. It is really just saying, look, if you don't, this is like staring an opportunity in the face here. And if you don't take it, I honestly think, you know, if you sit back and let it pass, I honestly think this will be one of those scenarios where you will look back and wonder forever what would have happened if. It's so clear. It's so clear, your message. It's really Spirit offering you that potential to kind of observe, to be an observer of this, and listen to how you really, really feel about it. Because I am seeing so much indecision. You're really torn. A part of you wants to move forwards. It's like an opportunity staring you in the face, and yet another part of you, to be honest, you may just also be procrastinating a lot, holding back, because it's really difficult. You're really fearful of making a decision, calling that shout, making that judgment call. But your reading is really suggesting, really suggesting that this is, you know, follow your heart, follow your bliss. If you don't, this will be something that you might regret. This is a time-sensitive message. So, yeah, fertility, potential here. My beautiful souls, yeah, I feel this is your reading. It's a very clear message. Gosh, the messages are very, very clear this week indeed. Beautiful souls, pile 3, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you also for liking, sharing, subscribing and commenting. All of these things really do help me to keep on putting free stuff into the world. You are really, really appreciated. And thank you so much to all of you who give back through the super thanks. It is absolutely delightful and lovely of you. You are really appreciated. And thank you also to all of you who are with me on Patreon, where I do my bigger readings, my all zodiac sign readings. Beautiful pile 3. I am incredibly excited for you. I feel the do I don't I-ness around it, but Spirit is very clear on this one. So I'm just sending you all the love in the world and the biggest hug ever, and I look forward to seeing you for some other readings. Tons of love to you, beautiful souls.